What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. Hit the like and subscribe button for more content. Today's video is going to be on Camille Paglia destroys modern feminism and male bashing. Now, it's a quick video. It's only about 2 minutes long, and so I want to get right into it. I'm going to give my commentary as the video goes, but let's get right into it.
Each sex has the right to define itself, all right? And we're in a period now where men are the targets of far too much blaming. I want to get the male bashing out of feminism. And I want women to acknowledge that men have a right to determine their own identities too. What's happened today is upper middle class career women want to redefine men, okay, into what operates smoothly in their own now quite affluent career system.
She makes a really good point here, because I see this now happening, especially now, where feminism wants its own identity. They want females or women to have their own identities. They don't want them to be seen as baby making machines. They don't want them to be seen as sandwich makers. They don't want them to be seen as laundry machines, right? And we get that. We respect that. But in that same breath, they won't grant that grant that individuality to men. They'll say men are trash. Kill all men. Toxic masculinity.
Need to kill all men. I am sick of being a baby factory that produces more men that will just, in the future, subjugate me. So the only answer to that is to kill male babies.
Just to make this boogeyman group that they can then blame all of their problems on. So what she's mentioning now, when she talked about career women, now making this group of people that they can blame their problems on. Well, you decided to chase a career until you were 35. That's on you. But now that you're 35, don't double back and blame the men that you ignored throughout your 20s because you were chasing that career, and say that men are trash because you don't have one that loves you and wants to be with you because you've been in a very competitive, aggressive environment, right? So it's just so that we can have somebody to blame. That's why people make groups that have no basis. And I tell black folks all the time, be very careful of this. Because anytime you blame another group, you're giving away your power to control your own life. So if you're in a certain situation, no matter what that situation may be, if you blame somebody else, you give away that power. But if you look inside yourself and find your own problems, hey, what could I have done differently to have a different outcome in this situation? That gives you the power to be able to change what happens in your life. And I couldn't understand why some people want to give that power to some boogeyman group. But feminists are going to have to understand that if you want freedom or you want equality, like we say that this stuff is about, that's going to come with you having to be accountable for your own decisions and choices. That means that if you wanted a career, you got your career. You had to sacrifice family. There are always sacrifices with choices. People are lying to you, women, when they tell you that you can have everything. There are always sacrifices. If I'm a man and I want to make $300,000 a year, I sacrifice 80 hours a week to do that. I'll have a hard time making it to my daughter's soccer game. Right? So that's just a part of the sacrifices that come with wanting or having goals, right? If I want to lose weight, I got to stop eating pizza. Sacrifices. Let's keep going, though.
But I'm saying, women, stop blaming men for your feeling of unhappiness, okay? What's happened is you've lost that old era, okay, where there was elder care and infant care and cooking and doing the laundry. Everything was together. Women were together for tens of thousands of years, right?
So you want women to go back to doing the laundry?
Absolutely not. I'm saying stop blaming men. I'm saying stop blaming men, okay, for your unhappiness. Stop looking to daddy figures and mommy figures, okay, on grievance committees and so on, or the government, okay, to get you out of jams.
Bingo. And out of everything that she said there, the interviewer goes to the one thing that she can grab, because she's just grabbing for anything she can get. So she says, "Oh, what you want us to go back to doing laundry and this?" No, that's not what this is all about. But we can't act like, since women have been more free than ever in Western societies, they haven't been more depressed and anxious than ever also. Right? That's just something that has come with the territory, and to ignore that correlation would just be ridiculous. There's been a 65% increase in women on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications. It's because somebody isn't happy. Somebody believes that they can find happiness through materialism now instead of through family and true fulfillment. And when people are sold that dream and they go down that road and now they're 40 and they have a bunch of nice things, but they don't have anybody to share them with, they quickly realize, hey, I'm going to die alone one day. I could potentially die alone one day, and that's because I never took the time to take. I never took the time to hear that man out that maybe wanted a second with me, that wanted to take me on a date, because I felt like I felt like I knew exactly what I wanted because of this propaganda, and that's why this stuff makes me the most kind of irritated. It's because it's propaganda. It's selling an idea. It's selling materialism. It's selling that to women under this package of equality, and to actually be equal to men, you have to be men, right? 2 + 2 = 4, but 3 + 1 also equals 4. We're different, but we're still equal. Let's continue the video.
Life is difficult, okay? You know, step up to the plate. Why are we coddling young women, okay? To say, go on being, children, because mommy and daddy will be there to pick up the pieces for you afterward. Women must realize they are now free. The sexual revolution has been won. It's up to them to decide what do they want. I'm extreme free speech militant, okay?
So anybody can preach hate, and they should be welcomed onto campus?
Well, that was a loaded question. You said preach hate. What does that mean? Anyone may express through words, okay, hate, okay? It is when hate passes over into action, okay, that the law should intervene, okay? Merely expressing a negative opinion of gay people, for example, and I'm speaking as a lesbian, okay, is not hate speech. I want this idea of hate speech, okay, to be dropped completely.
Exactly. And that's just another point that's a great point, by the way. We're getting to the point where we're not allowed to have these conversations where we're sexist, right? We're getting to the point where when I say something, how you perceive what I say is more important than my intentions when I say it. What do I mean by that? Somebody can just say, I'm offended, you're a bigot, and then automatically that makes people want to distance themselves with me or from me or my argument because they don't want to be associated with the bigot. And I see this happening so often. Oftentimes people don't have a good argument, so they just come up with these words: bigot, misogynist, whatever it may be, whatever the word of the year is, to get over the fact that they don't have a legitimate argument. And when she's talking about hate speech, right? Where do people think that this stuff goes? Like if somebody says they don't like the LGBT community, obviously I'm not going to say certain stuff because of demonetization on YouTube. But if somebody say they greatly dislike somebody from the LGBTQ community or people from that community in general, do you think that when you take their job, you make it any better? Do you think that people who are saying that may be lawyers or judges or CEOs in prisons, and they may have those same viewpoints, when they see that, they don't then go, oh, I'm just going to hide it? That makes it harder to identify. I'd rather be open and out having these conversations, because the only way you can convince somebody that their idea is ridiculous is through having a conversation about it. If we're not allowed to talk about it, they're going to still have that conversation. It's just going to only be with like-minded people, and that's only going to make it worse, right? So oftentimes I see the polarization of what's going on now, and I'll see the feminists on this side and the male rights activists on this side, and nobody wants to come in the middle and have these conversations that are tough to have but need to be had. The tough conversations are usually the most important ones. That's just how it works. And those important conversations are going to offend a lot of people, but we can't shy away from that because it offends somebody. What is a good conversation if it isn't about offending the person that you're talking to? If I believe that my point of view is right and you believe your point of view is right, there's going to be some that innately means that we're going to be offended coming into the conversation, right? But I think that we can't ignore these conversations. We need to have more of them. And I'm happy that there are women, not a very large group of them, but there are some women out there at least trying to have these difficult conversations and talk about some of this ridiculous stuff that the feminist movement, the movement of equality, is promoting. So, till next time.